Hello, and welcome to a delayed episode of the All Night Gamers podcast. Hi, hello, hi. Hope you're doing well. I missed you guys so much, even though I saw Cameron. I missed you, Alex. I missed you. I missed you too,
Yeah,
Chelsea. I
I
didn't see
missed
you either.
you.
Yeah. I apologize for having to forfeit on last week's episode. It got so busy at work, and I can't really talk about it all that much, but like I had a thing I had to get done because budget reasons, and I was gonna try to get it done before I left for vacation, so that way I could clean it up and finish when I got back, and I didn't. I tried. I worked 13 and a half hours on Monday, and then another 11 and a half or 12 on Tuesday trying to get it done. I literally worked while I was packing. Um, that was frustrating. Still didn't get it done, so I had to like wrap it up in a nice little bowed package to give to somebody else that hadn't been working on this at all the whole time, because
Oof.
I didn't want them to have to like spend a bunch of time learning how like everything involved. So I got like 90% done. I'd,
That's good.
yeah,
That
and
10% will take them as long as it would have taken, or maybe longer than it would have taken you, though.
yeah, true. But I had it really concise. Like it's another guy on my team who does the same thing I do. So it wasn't like
Oh,
totally out of left
then
field. It
that's
was just
better.
like it's just like when you start working on a thing, there's like nuances involved with all of how that works and stuff. So like I tried to put it to where like okay, you don't have to spend time reading documents and figuring out how all this crap works. You can just take these instructions, follow them step by step, and send them out to the team to look at. And any problems they find or anything, I can fix when I come back. So yeah, I took an extra day off today to
Unwind.
yeah, and like get the house ready. I had to go get new groceries because like any food that we try we
Was
like
in there you had to throw out.
yeah we ate as much food as we could before the trip, and then like like we had some milk left over that was basically anything that was perishable that we didn't eat went bad. So had to have a big grocery trip today, get everything,
Fun.
and pick up Sidward from the vet, and a bunch of life stuff. Anyway, that's boring. Let's talk about video games. This is gonna be a long episode, so I hope you're ready. I'm super excited. Um, and I guess we'll start off with a happy early Halloween. If you're listening, next episode will be too late. So, uh, don't drink and drive, and don't be actually threatening. But have a good Halloween. Other than that, are you guys gonna do anything?
Probably not. Well, he is, and Cooper's been taking like full advantage of October, but he loves the thing. Like he went out to Pope's.
Oh
For,
yeah, man, I miss Popes.
he said the bus ride took 3 hours to get on to though because
Wait,
everybody
there's a bus now?
not not
Oh, the
Pope's. I
hayride.
might have it backwards. Yeah, the hayride that's on a bus.
Wait, it's on a bus.
Hold on.
So the
Alex hasn't been.
so the
Oh,
hayride is
sorry,
on
I've
a.
got it. It's not Pope's. He went to Sleepy Hollow.
Okay, that's a different place. I never went there.
That is a different place. My mind was like, there's two in Auburn. Which one is it? He
Yeah.
went to Sleepy
In Auburn.
Hollow, which has a thing called the Rip Ride, which is on a bus, and the driver will get up and walk around while the bus is going.
Oh, like a prison bus, but like freaky. That's awesome.
He's a dress. The video they've got, and I'll post it in the chat. He's dressed as a clown. That's like really spooky.
Classic.
Mm.
I always loved going to Pope's and being one of those douchebags that like didn't get scared at things and like try to be funny with the people. And sometimes they were really annoyed by it because they're like, "Oh, stop!" And then sometimes they're really funny and they like post for pictures and whatever. And they totally
Like
they'd break facade for like 30 seconds to entertain you, and then somebody scared would walk by and they just immediately switch it back on and start chasing somebody else. That was
hey,
always
bro,
good.
can we get a picture?
Yeah.
I guess.
Snap that.
Oh, they never talk or anything. They just be like, or like just be goofy. Actually, on the way, if you take the back roads from me to you guys in Auburn, you go past this place called the Haunted Chicken Farm, Haunted Chicken House, or something. It's literally like in the middle of nowhere, Wadowee, Alabama. And it's huge. When we were going down, we hit traffic, and we are like, why? It's like a 2-lane road and literally nowhere. and it was because there's like a huge line to get into the place. It's and like I really want to do it, but it's like 3 hours from me, so I never have. But it's super cool. They've got like a bunch. They've got like a tower of limousines in the front field. It's like all junkyard vehicles stacked on top of each other. It's really cool.
Halloween's fun because people do stuff like that. Like I feel like out of all the holidays, it's the one people go crazy with.
Yeah, it's the one where
Like,
people are like most social with each
yeah,
other. Like they go out and
because
do.
Christmas you're supposed to be social with your friends and family.
Yeah, and same with Thanksgiving, right?
Right.
Mhm.
Like there's like a bunch of traditions and stuff. But Halloween, there's just like gloves are off. Just do whatever you want.
As long as it fits the theme of be spooky.
Yeah.
You can
Either
do
be
what
spooky or just be stupid. And it's best when it's both. Last year, I was SCP-49, which
Okay, I actually learned what SCPs were very recently.
I love SCPs so much. Yeah, SCP-49 TLDR is a doctor from like the Renaissance, and he wears a plague mask. He's a plague doctor,
That's right. You
and
went
he's immortal and a bunch of other really cool stuff. So yeah, I went as him, and at this party I went to, there was 3 people in cat maid outfits, and one of them was a guy. And I have a very cursed photo of me as a cursed plague doctor shaking hands with a man in a cat maid outfit.
You've posted that
Yeah,
before,
that's,
yeah.
I love the mix. I don't even know
So
what I'm gonna do this year.
the only reason I know what they are is because I was watching Scary Game Squad play a game called Go Home Annie, or it's a demo for a game coming out, I guess, of the same name, and it's all about that.
Oh, SCPs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love SCPs so much. There's a guy on YouTube called the Volgun. Hashtag not an ad. He's a really cool YouTube channel I recommend. He does like he just reads the pages of SCPs, but like does full voice acting for like all like the tape logs and like doctors
Oh,
and
that's cool.
stuff, and he just like reads through it. So it's like an audiobook but for SCP logs. And it's all themed. It's super really good. I recommend it if you like SCPs. I always watch a lot more of it during Halloween.
Halloween. Yeah, we're going to a not so scary on Thursday.
Nice.
So
Mine is I've
Going.
gotten back in a horror game kick, and the Resident Evil's about to release this week.
Nice. That's the classic route. Just play a bunch of spooky
Mm.
games. Okay, and with that happy Halloween good holidays shit, let's get into a bunch of drama about Nintendo.
Mhm.
So there's a bunch of stuff about Nintendo this week. We're going to go through the whole thing with Bayonetta 3 that's been going on. Alex has made us a very nice timeline that we'll run through and then discuss, and a bunch of other stuff. So
That was updated today.
yeah, Alex
Yeah.
has really been on top of this. This sheet's all organized. There's like bullets and sub bullets and everything just like laid out chronologically. This is great. It's gonna be good. Anyway, but first
It's
off,
too long to leave it like it usually is.
yeah, it's too
Like,
complex. There's too many
yeah.
pieces. Okay, so Nintendo took steps to protect staff from a growing problem of customer harassment. I'd like to know what those steps were, but I'm sure they're typical bureaucracy, business, HR
That's
Mhm.
basically what it
steps.
was.
But it's good they're doing something. Nintendo also issued a statement after Japanese streamers and VTubers created a new popular trend of showing porn videos over the enemy ink. I mean, it's Nintendo fans. What are you going to do? You basically gave them a green screen in a game.
Right, that's why Nintendo's like, stop, or we will start copy striking again.
I can only imagine, like, the PR department of Nintendo having, like, something new every, like, 6 weeks that they're like, God, what? Okay, yeah, stop.
Where did this idea even come from?
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, the fun part is that it just keeps happening. It's just there's always something going on, something cursed.
I feel like that's true. If you're working
Well-
in the Nintendo PR department, you at least it's interesting. Like you're always about
Well,
to be.
okay, think about this though, right? Why now? They've had 2 games, 7 years, and they choose Splatoon 3 to do this.
Um, not that the drive wasn't always there, but the tech is so easily available now compared to 2015 that basically anybody can do it. I mean,
I think
the
that's
jump in like
normal.
the amount of people just being able to use a basic video editor has skyrocketed so much, like just
Mm,
for meme purposes, that now's the time.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Video editing, like on a professional level, or even better than just basic
Yeah,
doing.
COVID
It's still
happened. Everybody was stuck
niche,
inside, and a large amount of people decided to take up
but
making
a lot of
memes.
people learned how to do the basic stuff that they couldn't,
Yeah,
and it got a lot of people away from like Microsoft Video Editor, which is the worst one I've ever had the displeasure of using.
same.
that one, for the viewers that don't know, when I started my first channel, White Pikmin 11, that's what I did the intro in. It doesn't go below a second for time frames. So the original intro was 18 seconds because it wouldn't update fast enough.
That's a long intro.
Yeah, especially when it's just 11 white Pikmin falling onto the name White Pikmin.
No, it's the funniest thing though because it's so laggy.
It is
Just
because I had
it's
to
just easy to
do it
remember
all
where
by
we came
hand.
from.
Right?
Mhm.
Started at the bottom. And
Now we're
plus, like
here with
any
2 viewers.
now, like any intro that's over like 3 seconds is irritating to me because I watch so much
People
YouTube.
get
Unless it's like a banger, super fun, awesome, good music intro, like Pro Jared or JonTron or
Scott.
like Scott. Yeah, but Scott doesn't really do like
He
he does
used to have
video.
intros, and then like 200, he switched to moving the main theme to the end of the video.
Yeah. Um, and like JoJo intros, I usually don't skip just because the music's so freaking good. It's just the same reason. Um, let's see. Oh, a non-Nintendo thing. Microsoft tells UK Regulatory Commission, I guess, that Call of
Yeah.
Duty's largest player base is on PlayStation, and reiterates that it has no intention of taking Call of Duty away from PlayStation if the Activision Blizzard deal is approved.
Of course they're gonna
Of,
say that.
of course,
Though.
you're gonna say that to the regulatory body of government, especially to Europe. You got to play nice with those guys, and who knows if they'll even approve it still? Because like hell, they're so strict. They're like Apple. It's over. You got to put USB-C on your stuff. This is stupid.
And
Mhm.
Apple's like, okay, we'll change the other end. Oh my God, Apple, I hate you. Or no, yeah, that's what they did, right? The USB-C is now the charging port, but they
Oh,
still have.
so yeah, on the Apple Pencil, you still have a Lightning
Oh my
thing,
gosh.
which was already like really nerve-wracking to charge because you just kind of plug the pencil straight into the port, so you just have this thin stick, like one bad tap and you're snapping that charger off. So now they give you a dongle because the iPad's gonna have USB-C, so they give you a dongle that is USB-C male to Lightning female, so you can still charge the pencil.
Right, yeah.
We
That's
love
right.
Apple.
Like,
Gotta love Apple.
yeah,
Mhm.
right when they were told to change it, they were like, okay, okay, okay. We'll leave our end, but this piece, the regular male one that's on everything, we'll change that to C. See, we're following commission, and everybody's like, no, you're just giving people headaches.
I
Now
will
you have
say,
the weirdest other side of all time.
I really do hate this change to the other end needs to be USB-C as well. Like, I don't want USB-C to
That's
USB-C.
useless. PCs still use the.
Yeah.
You tell that to my laptop.
Hmm.
It's got more USB-C ports than anything else.
Well, yeah, because you're supposed to dongle. It's all about the dongle life now. If you need ports,
Hate that.
it's all about the dongle life.
Yes, let me trust another device instead of just plugging it in.
Yes.
More power consumption.
Okay. All right. Let's go through this whole Bayonetta 3 thing. So, if everybody has been living under a rock for the past several weeks. Basically, what's been going on is that voice actress for Bayonetta complained that she was not getting paid enough money, and Platinum Games rebutted, and all this stuff came out. And that's what we're going to go through here. So, what first happened was that the actress, Helena Taylor, released a series of videos on Twitter saying, like, explaining the whole situation from her end, saying that the final offer she got was $4,000 to reprise Bayonetta for the whole game of Bayonetta 3. And then was making her case about why that wasn't enough, since it's like almost a $500 million franchise. That doesn't even include merchandise or anything else. And then went on to ask fans to boycott Bayonetta 3, and then instead of buying the game, to give the money that you would have spent on the game to a charity, and then also said that Jennifer Hale will never be a Bayonetta. And then director Hideki Kamiya of Bayonetta said that this was untrue and warns people of his rules. His Twitter got deleted.
It's back, by the way.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Okay. Internet mob is at full force at this point, harassing anybody involved in the game. Jennifer Hale released a statement that essentially boiled down to, I respect my fellow voice actors, but I cannot say anything else because of an NDA, which is fair, I guess. Jason Schreier of Bloomberg released an article and a TLDR, if you're hit by the paywall. Platinum offered Helena Taylor between $3,000 and $4,000 per recording session for at least 5 sessions, according to 2 people familiar with the deal and the documentation that Bloomberg could find. And reminded people in the industry that the industry standard is public. The SAG-AFTRA, that is a hell of an acronym,
Right.
has a union contract in which actors have earned around $950 per session minimum, plus bonuses. And that Jennifer Hale and Helena Taylor are in the same union. In response, the people said Taylor asked for a 6-figure fee and residuals, and negotiations fell apart because of that, which, again, not surprising. Platinum Games goes with Jennifer Hale, but still wants Taylor in the game, so they offer her 1 session at $4,000 to cameo in the game. Taylor denies this account. In an email to Bloomberg, she called that version of events an absolute lie and said that Platinum is trying to save their ass and the game. Also, she wants to put the whole thing behind her. So, up to this point, it's more of like a he said, she said of what's going on. But it doesn't seem like there's any actually law breaking going on. It's just like, I'm not being paid enough, or like, well, yeah, you're not being paid a lot because you're not doing the full game, blah, blah. Anyway, okay, so Platinum Games then made a statement. Said that, we at Platinum Games offer our sincerest appreciation to everyone who has contributed to creating the Bayonetta series over the years, as well as the community that has served as its foundations. We give our full support to Jennifer Hale as the new Bayonetta and align with everything in her statement. We ask that people to please refrain from any further comments that would disrespect Jennifer or any of the other contributors to the series. And then, this morning, Helena Taylor posted this, that she was originally offered $10,000. Then, after telling them to pay her what she was worth, they offered an extra $5,000, so up to $15,000. She says that she declined, and after 11 months, they offered her $4,000 for some lines. That's pretty vague. Still says that the series is a $450 million It's worth a lot of money. The franchise is worth a lot of money. It's a very big franchise. Duh. Obviously, people have been thinking about this game for 5 years now, and it's always been a big question, so obviously it's a big thing. And that Jason Schreier's story is false. So what do we have? We've got a company that is accused of not paying their voice actresses enough. The new Bayonetta voice actress not really saying anything because she can't, and doesn't seem too upset, but we can't tell because she's really not allowed to talk about it. And a voice actress that is no longer Bayonetta saying that she doesn't get paid enough, or she wasn't getting paid enough, and that there's no reason that she should be making this little amount of money. And that's kind of all we have.
It
So,
is a lot. And
Oh, I guess I should also include this. She mentioned this morning, but it wasn't with the rest to the tweets. It was just a different tweet that she got paid 3,000 for the first game, so that gives perspective.
okay. I guess that was for the full game?
Yeah.
So, she was okay with it when it was still a small franchise, when the game wasn't really big.
Well, let's talk about that amount. There's no way, okay? Like, people have figured out where she got that number. She went to VG charts, added up every number that's listed under Bayonetta, even though the total number is listed on the top one. She included the total and then added up all the other numbers under the total to get like a big number of sold copies instead of VG's charts 3 million. And then she multiplied that by 60
By 60 for what?
for how much the game goes for in retail stores. So
Uh,
that's just
I
wrong.
yeah, Baldi's Basics moment. I hear math that bad.
So like
pain.
also between, the games didn't sell what she thinks that they did. Bayonetta is not that big a franchise. It's pretty small. Companies get paid like $40 for each game sold. That's like, and then, stores, box stores raise the price so they get back money for selling said game.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Also, without merch, what the heck? Like, at least claim this is with merchandise.
Yeah, it's Bayonetta. It's not, Legend of Zelda.
Yes, the series that died and had to get help to get the
From
second game
the
on the
company you would have
Wii
least
U.
expected.
So, I really don't even know if I can have an opinion here cuz like okay, so if that math I haven't looked into any of this. So taking this at face value that the math is bad, very bad. Big, huge bad. Um I mean, I guess you can't trust her. Like, you always want to go with like the person, not the company, because like the company's always just trying to make money. But like, I don't know if the claims aren't that real, then maybe this is just a wash. And she's like pointing out that she should be given more money, given that the game is bigger now than it was. Um, which I get, I guess. But I mean, if they're in this union that says you have to earn around $950 a session, at least, if not more.
And she's offered 4 times that for a session.
Yeah, then I mean, yeah, it kind of sucks. Maybe they should raise the wage. I guess if that's what your argument is here, like if you're trying to go like on a grander scale, but I don't think you can just be mad at them.
Nintendo or Platinum, yeah.
Uh, I don't know. I mean, there's nothing really official here. It's a whole lot of just say of like, you know, Jennifer didn't say anything because she can't, and Platinum basically just said business stuff, like
Well,
nothing particular. It was
let's
just like,
also remember this. Jennifer Hale is one of the most prolific voice actresses in the industry right now. Like, if they were trying to get rid of Helena to hire someone cheaper, they would not have gone with Hale.
That's true.
now was Taylor the actress for Bayonetta 2 as well?
Yeah, 1 and 2.
Okay. Do we have any hint at a reason as to why they want to change voice actresses? Because to me, like off the bat, that seems kind like did they not plan to, and then they just did because of all this stuff?
Yeah, that's it. That's the only reason. Because they,
Because
that's why they offered her a cameo because they still wanted her.
I mean, yeah, but like you think if I'm not sure why they wait. They offered her the cameo as a rebuttal to
After.
yeah, like
Like after
she's
they've
like I'm
done
not
all
gonna
the work
she's like
with
I'm not gonna do it because of all this money. Then they're like,
right.
okay, we'll go with someone else, but we'll still give you a cameo for one session if you want to do it.
Yeah, like 11 months later, according to her timeline, they offered her the cameo.
Okay, and she just didn't want to do it because she said all everything or nothing.
Yeah,
Okay.
or not
Well,
everything or nothing. That's not enough.
that wasn't that her argument that it wasn't enough to pay for all the fees and whatnot to get there?
No, that's what other people have mentioned.
Or say,
So
No, her argument is
if
I'm not
you go ahead.
this like she ranted like it doesn't matter if I break the NDA. The only thing I have is the clothes on my back. But like if you also go to her behind the voice actress or IDM page, this is the only voice acting gig she's ever done because she's supposed to work. She does like theater stuff
Ah,
most of the other
she's
time.
like an actual actress, not like a
Yeah,
movie
like
actress, but like a theater actress, like a
right,
play
yeah.
actress, musical actress, that kind of thing.
yeah.
I mean, so okay, yeah, between like again, no solid opinion here because we really don't know anything. But if her math is stupid and the comment this comment's really sticking me saying Jennifer Hale will never be Bayonetta. That's that's what's sticking like that's just kind of sticking with me. Like that's a why would you say that? Like are you just like petty that you don't
hmm
get to do it but don't want the money? I don't know. I freaking hate drama like this. It's so annoying. Um
I mean, from what I people have been saying, it's not even the same Bayonetta, right? It's like an
That's
alternate
the
timeline
that
or
was the
whatever.
theory that this is what's the little girl's name, Grant, from the
mm,
first game?
yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Credenza
Uh
or
cr-
something.
uh yeah, that's close. I can't remember what it is. Crieza? Crieza?
Maybe. I know it starts with CRE, and that's about the
Cereza. Little Cereza.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I see it now. That'd be a fun theory.
That was like the big theory that was going
That
around
comes
when the
out this comes out
first
this Friday, doesn't it?
yeah. So
Yeah.
if that theory's correct on Friday. Yeah, people thought that since the first trailer because of or not the original trailer from 2017, the first one with the full
Yeah, cuz she
look.
looks different.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean really I just don't think so theory, emphasis on theory. She is upset about not being paid as much as she obviously thinks she should be paid and then tried to come up with arguments and evidence as to what some of them being more applicable and some of them just being rushed to try to do it and ended up, kind of falling on her face. I don't really know. But I really don't. I mean, there's really just not enough to make a opinion. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Platinum Games here and not really say much of anything about they are doing what they see as best and don't bully anybody about it. Either of them.
hmm
We had to cover it because it's huge, but we're not.
Yeah, just
That's a good.
just don't be mean. You can theorize and talk about it. And I mean maybe there is something to get out of all of this. Usually like because like with the Epic Apple thing, like it was stupid. Like a lot of Epic's arguments were stupid for their specific case, but there was a larger point to be made of maybe app stores shouldn't take such a large cut of in-game payments. Like that was the big argument, and there's some validity to that statement. So maybe like there's an overarching thing of voice actors and actresses should be paid more,
And they
but
should.
yeah, but the reasoning in this specific case is kind of stupid. But it's what's getting the news. I mean, that's usually
So
what
I think
happens.
the biggest thing, because I do think, not talking about like what they offered her, I actually think that's way more than fair, kind of. I think though, and I've seen lots of voice actors complain about it, and I do agree, is that they have to pay their own way if they have to go to a recording session.
Yeah.
I think they shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say like that's a surprising thing to hear. Like if you're a smaller voice actor, actress, and you like are trying to make it big, then I could see like traveling on purpose to try to do this, like you having to pay for it to make the gigs and stuff. But like if you're like the certified actor for a role and it's like a big role, like this is not insignificant at all, then especially for a company as big as Platinum, you think they could afford to transport one specific person a couple times.
Start a year, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And like
nobody ever
If even a
talked about
year,
it
like
in this case. No, for her it would have been like 2 weeks max, depending on how many breaks were between the days
yeah.
of recording, because it was 4 or 5 days of recording.
Yeah,
yeah,
so that's what I'm saying. Like even if you don't do it all in one time, like you do you go out, they fly you out somewhere, put you up for a couple of days. You do like a bulk of the recording, and then as the development keeps going and
So,
like they add all that
oh,
stuff in, then they find a lot more nuances. Like first off, like you still have to record a lot of stuff they knew you were going to need that was
I guess
smaller,
I
but now
should
they come up with things.
give that number as well. Do y'all know how long a session is?
Hmm.
Like
4
based
or
on
5 hours.
it is 4 hours. It is at least 4 hours. Like that's guaranteed. You're guaranteed 4 hours in a session with this union's rules, and it can go up to 6, and that's it for a session.
So 4 to 6 hours per
Yeah,
session. So a light workday,
Hmm.
like it. I mean, it's definitely going to be like busy because they're definitely going to want to get every minute of your time because they're paying, good money
right.
for this. So
Hmm.
it's like not a full work day, but it's going to be a intense 4 to 6 hours of like getting lines, doing them just right, going over things over and over and over again.
Hmm.
So
But this is why you'll see like if a big voice actors in a show, they'll do like a billion characters in the show of behind the of background things to either fill the time of the 4 hours or to get paid more.
yeah. Um. So yeah, I guess we'll see what comes of it. There's really just no way to tell.
I think this is it unless someone releases documents.
Yeah, unless like there's transcripts
And
or like recordings
Jason
or
already said he won't release the documents he's seen because he would burn a source doing that.
yeah, he doesn't want to be the guy. Which it's fair. That's not a
Sources,
that's not in media as much as it used to be. It used to be a really big thing to like have sources and like close knit contacts and stuff in media, and now it's just all sort of anonymous, and so things get leaked a lot more often.
Even
But
then, they didn't want to burn it like that, though. Like, you
yeah,
don't want to burn your sources.
yeah. So that is what it is. Um, we'll see what comes of it. I don't want to say Helena's wrong because there's some truth hidden in this. I'm sure something probably happened that sparked this, but we don't know what that is, and nothing's really leaning our way. So take it as that, and let's get off of this stupid subject. That's just really just a bummer because now like it
hmm
ruins like some hype for the game because like you don't know, and
there there were a lot of people angry that they canceled their uh Ma- um, Masquerade Trinity Edition. That's what it's called, right?
I think so. The collector's edition.
Because yeah, because it's not called the Climax Edition because that was the one for 1 and 2 in Japan when those came out originally.
Yeah,
Um, but there were a lot of people that canceled their collector's editions
Immediately from the first time.
immediately following the news about it, and then you know more facts came out, and it's like, oh, huh. Now I'm mad because the game I've been wanting to play forever, I don't get the collector's edition anymore because I canceled it.
Yeah.
because I was told to.
All right, moving on. Lost Kingdom Hearts plot Animaniac released, and Disney asked Seth to remove it. Who's this Seth we're talking about?
The
He
creator,
was
but not pilot, like the what would have been the first episode of the series from 2003.
That's wait, who's Seth?
He's the
he's the guy
creator
that
of the
uploaded it.
show.
Oh, okay. I've missed that part. Hmm.
He uploaded it because he was like, the NDA's run out. I can upload this.
Did he remove it?
Yes, but
But not before everyone else could.
Download it.
Uh,
Haha.
yep.
I have a copy.
Shh.
Oh, we're
It's like
we're screwed.
Disney on us.
Starting to smell oddly like cease and desist in here. It's an odd smell. Minecraft 1.20 released. Woo.
Or no, they talked about it.
Or they talked about it?
Whatever was last week and the weekend before that. The Minecraft Live.
Minecon? Or Minecraft Live, okay. Oh, it adds bamboo planks, bamboo mosaic, chiseled bookshelves, hanging signs, sniffer eggs, ancient plants, ancient seeds, spawn eggs. Oh, it added a camel spawn egg.
Oh, you looked it up. I was like,
Yeah.
I put all this.
I was gonna say, wow, Alex, you did
Camels,
such a good job.
sniffers, and bamboo rafts. Interesting.
Also, default skins are getting changed to be more for
Oh, you put all
bringing
this stuff
even
here.
more custom. Yeah,
I see now. It wasn't lined up under the subject like the bullet.
I don't know what happened to that. It should have been.
Oh, okay. Now it's all here. There's a lot more stuff than what I was looking at. So you get chiseled bookshelves, store books, quills, and enchanted books. That's awesome. You'll also be able to see how many books are currently stored in a block, and they will have redstone functionality.
Yeah, so you can do the secret entrance, which they showed off.
That's cool. Yeah, there's camels now. You can ride it. It can dash across ravines. 2 players can ride a camel on one time. It can also sprint, and they're tall.
And they are tall.
Yeah, they're tall enough where the mobs can't hit you while you're on the camel.
The best part of it all is that you won't need to wait long to try most of these features. Stay tuned to our beta snapshot preview update in just a few days. Please playtest and give us feedback. Let's see. The mob vote 2022 has been won by the Sniffer with a 55.1% margin of victory, or number of votes, I guess. There's a Silent Hill transmission. This is exciting. Silent Hill 2 is getting a remake. Silent Hill Townfall is a new Silent Hill game. There's a new movie called Return to Silent Hill.
It's gonna follow up the old one.
Oh boy. Oh good. Oh good.
But it's gonna be based around 2, so we're getting 2 versions of Silent Hill 2.
Incredible. There's new Silent Hill merchandise. Silent Hill Ascension, which is a social film. Essentially, think Twitch plays Pokemon, but Silent Hill.
They were like, you'll work together to make the choices of the story. So that's why I was like, yes, Twitch plays Pokemon that's the only thing that makes sense. Do want to mention though, I know some things about Silent Hill 2. It's like the one I know. I was during the merch thing, they announced a remake and then they were like, by the way, this statue is based off this ending from Silent Hill 2, and I'm like, why would you put this in the same stream? I mean, I already knew this ending because it's probably the most famous thing about the game outside of the main enemy in Silent Hill series, the Pyramid Head. But it just confused me.
Like, they can make stupid decisions.
It's Konami, so yes.
Yeah. I can make stupid decisions too. I do it like all the time. And Silent Hill F. New Silent Hill game. rumor that Silent Hill F is not a Project Sakura that we have talked about, according to Dusk Golem.
Yeah.
So it's a different
there's
thing.
one we've talked about like 2 or 3 times. That was Silent Hill Soccer, Project Sakura, and I was like, ah, this must be it
No.
because they show a lot of Sakura blossoms in the trailer, and he's like, no, this is not it.
Right,
So
Sakura has cherry blossoms.
yeah. But that makes sense because the director was talking and he's like, we also have a bunch of other projects. So I think they were like, hey, look, Resident Evil's making money. So we can make money on this too. We have a horror franchise.
Hey guys, you remember that
That's
horror
balls old
franchise
and
we
needs
have?
remade.
Let's do that.
I was kind of surprised they didn't just go, by the way, here's the demo you all want. Love us again.
Yeah. Here's PT.
Yeah.
No.
Well, too bad there's emulators. Get screwed.
Bad emulators. But yes.
I'm sure it's not that hard
By
to
now,
emulate a PS4 demo.
at this point.
Yeah,
It just-
like
Okay, yeah,
it really
yeah.
depends on
Okay. I was
how
like,
well it
no,
was
but yes,
preserved.
people have been trying to do it for years at this point, like to play
yeah,
just a demo. So at this point in time, I would not be surprised if you
cuz
could,
I can't
like
imagine
nothing else, just run that properly.
that it's that hard to emulate an x86 platform cuz it's basically a PC in a box. So, sure there's probably like some nuances and like some stuff BS PlayStation block garbage that they put in there to try to prevent it, but I'm sure it's been thoroughly broken by now. There's no way. And then you
yeah, the PlayStation 3 is still pretty bad about emulation, so
well, the PS3 is a different story. That is a PowerPC architecture that is notoriously complicated because they made it
And
like
people aren't really trying to.
yeah,
emulate it
that's why the PS3 was so bad at
have to.
launch. Like, not only was it $600 and didn't have any games, but also it was super like think the Wii U, but an era before. Like,
Dude, I do want an original PS3 though. The one
yeah,
that can run the PS1
but the
and
problem, like,
2
there's such bags of garbage. Like the original 360s, they overheat all the freaking time because there's basically a PS2 and a PS3 in the same box.
That's the funniest part to me. I just want one
Because
of
the
that, but I
PS2
have
is also stupid complicated architecture. It's older, so
yeah.
it's easier to emulate now than it used to be. But PS3 is like the pinnacle of proprietary Sony PC
It's what
computer
Nintendo
architecture.
wants.
Yeah, it's basically as Nintendo as Sony has ever gotten is the PS3, and the only reason it came back is because they were able to cut the price to less than half of what it was
From
before.
cutting it.
Yeah,
But
and then they just started throwing money at exclusives until it got better.
yeah.
But they had to put a lot of money into that because, like, a lot of developers
it
didn't want to.
barely beat out the 360 at the end because of
The 360 was so
everything
much
they did.
easier to develop for. Like, it was still PowerPC, but it was Microsoft, so they made it really easy to develop for. It was a lot closer to a PC than the PS3 was. PS3 is super wonky.
Let's be honest. Sony worked hard on the PS3 generation to fix everything. Like they did
Yeah.
a good job. I do like the version of the PS3 I have though that looks like a grill. And you
Yeah.
can slide the tray.
I that's the one I have too. I got it from Unclaimed Baggage for like $10.
Nice.
what are people doing traveling around with PS3s?
I don't know. This was like in 2018 when I was living out that way for my co-op,
People
and I'd go in all the time. I was like,
Yeah.
there's just a
people carry-
PS3 on this table for $10, and I walked up to the counter with it, and I was like, "Yo, is this just it, or like does it come with like the stuff?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, we got the whole bag of cords and controllers and stuff up here, but you just got to bring it up to." Like they don't want to sit all of it out there. They want to sit most of it
Yeah,
behind the counter.
right? But I'd be like, $10 and get the full console and just have to order the cords.
Yeah, you spend
Okay.
like what, $40? You get a couple third-party controllers and third-party cords. I mean, it's an HDMI cord and a generic
But
power
10
plug.
bucks
So
for
like, yeah,
everything. You're like, even if I had that console, I'd be like, I have to buy it.
yeah, really. They had more too. They had a lot of the second gen ones,
Yeah.
but they saw the third gen one was the only. It had the 500 gigabyte hard drive in it, so I was like, oh, sold.
Yeah, right.
I barely even play PS3, but for $10, shoot.
Shelf.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right.
How nice it
So then
was.
the next day after the Silent Hill thing, we had a Resident Evil showcase. We got to see the RE8 Winters expansion trailer. Director mentioned that was one of the reasons for the third person mode. because people kept getting motion sick. Alex,
Alex.
Yes.
Ethan will keep turning his face in third person mode so you can't see it, and releases this Friday, the same day as Bayonetta 3.
Let's go.
So now you can finally freaking beat that game, and we can talk
But
about it.
you have to choose between playing the new stuff and I don't know. You could probably speedrun the Rose stuff though. I can't imagine it will be super long. Like it will be shorter than however long Bayonetta 3 is.
Yeah, it's not all that terribly long. I mean, like a lot of it's just kind of walking back and forth to figure out the things, but it's pretty distinct. I mean, like there's the four main
Right.
areas and like the final thing that I'm not going to talk about, but like you already know
Right,
about like
but
the
I meant
four bosses. So
yeah, but I meant for the DLC it will be probably like I'm thinking it's gonna be as long as like the Jack Baker DLC in 7.
oh
Joe
yeah,
Baker. W- Jack's the main villain in 7, so Joe's the one you can play as brother in the DLC, which is cool. And you save Zoe.
yeah. Also, a 1 hour third person demo was announced and released, available now. RE-verse trailer got dropped, also releasing this Friday. Confirms at least 3 updates with more survivors, costume stages, and challenges. Man, this Friday is going to be a big Friday.
Yeah, right.
Mm,
People can finally play the game I played before it was supposed to release, and then it never released.
Yeah,
yeah, that's true. I played it. It's
It's
a
fun.
game. It's pretty decent.
we'll see how it does. Switch Cloud versions all got release dates with so Village is available this Friday. Winter's expansion will be available December 2nd. RE2 Make is coming out November 11th, RE3 Make November 18th, and RE7 coming out December 16th. So a bunch of games throughout the course of the end of the year. They're all stupid cloud versions, so I recommend not doing that and just playing on anything else.
Right.
Literally, I saw a post today from someone trying to play Kingdom Hearts on Switch, and it said that they couldn't because they had to wait for someone else to log off.
That's
Yeah,
annoying.
no, this is why cloud versions will not
Are
take
bad.
over.
But
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't have the money for another platform because you got your Switch for Christmas or something, then I'm sure it's not going to
Then
be a
no
bad.
way.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd buy these at full price anyway for being cloud versions, but if you're really dying, I mean, I'm sure it's not going to be a bad experience. It's
It
just
will be a cloud
it's
version
stupid.
experience.
But yeah, I mean,
Man,
cloud
no.
version's gotten a lot better than it has
I
when it
don't
first
want to.
started.
I want to. I wouldn't want to fight Jack on cloud version lag. Like the first. No, either fight. The one in the
Do
car
we
or
have
the
we like looked at Switch cloud version reviews before? Like, I want to know what the
I have, and it's awful. Kingdom Hearts is
true.
the
This is
big one.
yeah, this is Nintendo servers we're talking about. So yeah, I can't be surprised.
Well, it's not even just Nintendo. It's like also their own servers to run it. And you're also based on your own Wi-Fi, which, most people have bad
Yeah,
Wi-Fi.
wire your
At least
Switch.
in terms of gaming.
The only way I think I would do it is I'd have to have Google Fiber and wired in, and then I'd be like, it might run.
Yeah. Resident Evil 4 gameplay trailer and story trailer. PS4 to PS5 free upgrade available. Deluxe edition and collector's editions both confirmed.
I posted pictures of what are in those.
Oh yeah, I saw those earlier. Also, we get a pre-order bonus, stuff for standard and versus the collection, deluxe and collector's edition. PlayStation Store gets a Resident Evil 4 mini soundtrack, not a full soundtrack, but a mini soundtrack.
Right, on top of everything else. Oh, I do want to mention this real quick. The since the Winter's expansion is releasing Friday, as long as you buy it before Friday, you'll still get the costume for Rose, where she wears the Hound Wolf's logo.
Oh
Like she wears
yeah,
a black hoodie with that. Um,
Interesting.
I don't know. I think the pre-order stuff for Resident Evil 4. So while I own like 3 versions of this game, I've never played it. So
Really?
do you? Yeah, I'm like if I'm gonna play it, I guess I'll set up the Wii and play it there because I've heard that's the best one. But
Yeah,
I'm
the
sure.
controls are definitely a little rough around the edges these days. I played a decent bit of it on GameCube, um, and like it's good. The action sequence is cool and all that stuff, and for the time, the graphics are pretty impressive. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, the controls are a little annoying. So that's what made me think like maybe I should stop, and then when I'm ready to try it again, I'll do the Wii version, see if I can.
Yeah, I do want to play it though before it comes out. Like I want to play the original, and then I can be like, oh yeah, let's compare and contrast with the remake
Mm,
that comes out.
Yeah. Um, and that comes out March 24th of next year.
Yeah.
The Dark Pictures Man of Medan and Little Hope both get native PS5 and Xbox Series updates. Improved UI and gameplay, added difficulty settings and QTE warnings, wider accessibility. Man of Medan got extended playable chapters and one chapter
Chapter.
with new deaths, and the updates are free. Good on
I
you,
like
Dark.
free.
Good on you. Supermassive Games. That who makes
So
this, guys?
I did go try to track down. I was like, what did they change though? Because so I beat Man and Madame with Cameron, and then I started playing it again because I was like, cool. That's one of the games I'll talk about during the thing. I did go look up. I was like, what chapter did they change? They changed only one specific one, and it's a chapter that you can split to. So you're either on that chapter or you're on a different chapter. You can't
Yeah.
get both at the same run though. And they just so the chapter's called Flood, and they just changed sequence. Like they added stuff in that chapter. So like really late into the game, they changed stuff.
Mm,
Obviously, I want to look it up because it will be big spoilers. For...
biggie spoiler.
Yeah. Um. Okay, and speaking of, the Quarry Halloween Red Band trailer leaked reveals 1950s outfits free for a limited time.
So the trailer's out officially now. The outfits are free, and you don't need to own the game to get them. So I would just download them if you want them. If you can get it to download, because I could not get it to work. It keeps telling me no, but it's like you own them, and I'm like, that's good enough for now. But the trailer is out now, and they're free till November 1st.
There you go. All right, we're gonna go with creepy corner. We've got it's the usual shindig. We go around the room and talk about games we've been playing, what we've been doing, all that other stuff. And why don't we go ahead and throw in your one recommended spooky game for Halloween? Just throw it in, a little random bonus piece there.
Yeah,
Because we
Um,
can't really do final or it as a finishing
we are
topic with
not
this
doing
much stuff.
any
yeah.
finishing topic.
Uh, Chelsea, you start off.
Um, Found Dreamlight Valley,
How's
and I
that
have
been?
not played any. Good. Quite enjoying it. I'm doing the Scar DLC right now, so
Sick. I got a couple people on Instagram that have put a lot of time in that game too. Looks like it's pretty enjoyable.
it's
It's like
very
Animal Crossing.
Yeah, but Disney.
Like, hi, yep.
Oh, but you don't have a horror game? I'm shocked. I don't know if Dreamlight Valley counts
no.
that hard. I don't know if I'm gonna
I
get that scared by playing
I don't know. This DLC I'm doing is pretty freaking spooky.
it.
I
And
mean,
Scar is sassy.
that's why they put it out this month.
Yeah, totally. Alex, you go ahead.
Okay, so obviously I already mentioned that I've been playing Man and Madan. Um, it's going okay. I still don't understand some of the things in the game though, so I will not be like completing it. But it was like you can move your PS4 stuff over, but it won't move over your trophies and it won't move over your collectibles. And I'm like, then why would I move it over?
Yeah, what's the point of that?
So I just started it fresh because I was like, no, I'm not. If I don't get it, why would I do it? I played a bunch of Sims, like a lot of Sims 4. I think like 20 hours in
Why?
Sims 4.
Just getting a binge?
I sometimes will just be like, I don't really want to play the game, any games, but I want to play a game, and Sims 4 is like perfect.
Yeah, I feel that.
Because, and sometimes I just get in that kick, and usually when I get in that kick, I buy some DLC for the game, and I'm trying not to right now. Like, don't buy the DLC, but play it.
Yeah, don't get you baited. What about your
Because
spooky game?
wait, what? Oh, I also played Xenoblade and Splatoon.
Oh, nice.
But as for spooky game, man, I don't want it. I'm trying not to just give my answer that I know I want to give.
You're gonna give it to Eternal Darkness, aren't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. A game I've never played.
Oh yeah, I forget you haven't played that. Well, I don't know what's your easy guess or what's your easy give.
Easy give is still Until Dawn.
Ah,
Mhm.
So that one still, but also RE2.
remake?
Yes. Never played the first one, and I'm not going to. I hate tank controls.
I don't
And
blame
now
you
I
for
will
that.
get destroyed by r/slash Resident Evil and r/slash Silent Hill, r/slash horror, because they all love tank controls.
Oh no, Reddit.
Yeah, right.
Reddit certified Reddit moment.
um,
I've tried tank controls and I can't stand them. Like I can play a game with them. I'm like, but if there's a different option, I'm gonna pick that.
yeah. All right, I'll go. So yeah, I went on vacation, went to Disney, did the Food and Wine Festival, did the fromage montage thing, got my dessert. Um,
Mm.
we laughed that the commemorative cup they give you is literally called Tossware. If you look on the bottom of the cup, the brand of those cups they buy is literally called Tossware. So I don't think this cup's gonna end up lasting long, but do
That's
have
why
it.
you don't use it. You just display it.
Ah, yes. Okay, I can relate. I know what you're talking about now.
Or you hoard them like Cameron.
I have a lot of them. I
Of the
use them to
fromage
hold the
cups?
backs. No, not
Oh, just
not
commemorative
specifically
cups in general.
fromage. Yeah, like the one from Ireland, that Joel got with her.
Oh, the coffee.
Yeah, like I've got that one. I've got some from the different festivals. They're all just
You
chilling. I use them to store like extra Legos or the backs on the pins or whatnot.
Dude, that coffee was crazy. It's like the bitterness of coffee plus cold plus the alcohol sting at the very end. Like, that'll wake you up.
you look through your photos from the trip, like the ones you got with picture thingies, or was that with Cameron's thing?
That was only Cameron had that. We didn't get photo
Okay.
pass. We
He
did. We
needs
do
to
have
send
photos, but
he needs to send one to you because
he did.
it's the free view. Okay, then you might have seen it. It's like it's y'all are cut off at the waist, but you look photoshopped in the photo, like behind the two of them.
Okay, which one are you referring to? Hold on.
Yeah, I know. Now I gotta go look.
It's like enough brightness behind you made it just like look like you're photoshopped in behind.
Okay, I do kind of see that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do see what you're talking about. I didn't notice that before, but that's pretty funny.
You
Especially
go
the portrait one because like Jules' shadow looks really weird on my shoulder as if it's like fake.
right.
And you can't see my arms, you can just see my hands. That's fun. Yeah, so did that. Ate a lot of really good food. Um, they had smoked corned beef on like homemade potato chips. That was like hillbilly nachos. That was so good. Also, they had freaking pork rinds with pimento cheese. That was incredible. Um, and like a bangers and mash style thing from Ireland that was pretty good. It was a lot of really good food. Had a good time. Got to ride Guardians twice. That ride's freaking awesome. My
Mm.
dad almost died. Not actually, but he
Yeah, Cameron
like
said he looked like our dad though on the trip where he passed out and stayed in the hotel with the dogs.
yeah. Well, is that
We
because your
come
dad was
back,
like overexhausted or because he was motion sick?
we
He
didn't
didn't
get
make it
in the
into the park
park.
until the last day of the trip.
Oh, is he just sick?
We don't know, but like
We
we
think he had
walked
COVID.
in through the gate with the key. We got the tickets, and he sits down on a bench, and he lays down on the bench, and we're like,
And
like
then he just
slurring
turned ghost
words.
white.
I mean, like the color strain, like you've seen me do. So
Mom,
we give him
mom had me
Powerade
go
to
get him in
prep,
Powerade.
and he
And
just
he's
kind
like,
of spills it on
like,
himself, so he's got
yeah,
red.
like,
Your dad walking to Disney like he just walked into a gas chamber. Like, oh, I don't feel so good all of a sudden. I'm not feeling very happy. That sucks. Yeah, no. So obviously, motion sickness is a big problem in my family. Like a
That's
lot of
what
us are.
I get.
Yeah, and my dad's and my sister have it the worst. My brother's has gotten worse as he's gotten older. It's been weird. Like it used to not bother him at all, and now it's starting to bother him a good bit. And mine's a lot better than it used to be. I can hang pretty well, but like I was like a little sick on the flight. Like not anywhere close to throwing up, but definitely not feeling good. And like mission space screws me up a good bit. Like I need a few minutes after that. Um,
yeah, but your family was basically out for the rest of the
yeah, when
day.
we did Mission Space, everybody else beside my dad was okay because him and Melinda did the green one, which we told them to do on purpose because we knew otherwise it would be bad.
Alex did the orange one once.
Yeah, I told them that story.
There's a
They
reason
thought it was
it's once.
hilarious. They loved that story. And then so Jewel and I were in a cab with two other random people, and then my brother and sister and sister-in-law were in their own thing, and they said they couldn't see any of the vomit bags anywhere. I told them there were some because there always are. There was in our cabin, like in case it's it gets too much, but they didn't see any there. So my brother said at one point he started thinking like, please God, like maybe I can. Maybe there's just gonna be a trash can. Like I'm sure the bathroom's not too far away for me to go vomit. And they said when you get to the end, when you're like almost fall off the cliff on Mars, they're all begging like, please stop, please don't go anymore, please stop, please let the end. Yeah, they were squashed for a couple hours after that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we did Guardians. You good?
Was that like how between that and y'all going on um living with the land? How long was
Oh,
that?
so we
They were
went.
still out of it
Yeah.
when I
Oh,
got back.
yeah. Julianne was cooked for the longest out of all of them. Yeah, we did Mission Space, stopped and got Diet Cokes. That was everybody's solution was a Coke. I don't really understand that personally. I know it's like a widespread thing that like a ginger ale or a Coke or something is like pretty good after like when you're motion sick. I don't really understand that. Like Diet Coke
Like
maybe
something,
sometimes, but usually the sugar kind of just fucks with me more instead. So, but anyway,
something to do with like carbonation
yeah.
is why.
But anyway, yeah. So we got that, and then slowly meandered over to living with the land because we needed the boat ride. Um, did that. I remember looking back on that boat thing and looked at Julianne, and she was like head and hands, like, ugh, I feel horrible.
I've been in that
They
position
were,
before, and that,
they felt so bad. The boat movement of the slow garden tour was too much for them.
yeah, if you go on something extreme and then get on it, the boat will still get you.
Yeah, and we met
But
up with
I
Cameron
also
right
got
after that.
got on Jungle Cruise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Alex.
I wasn't doing well before we got on Jungle Cruise, and then Jungle Cruise took me out,
Yeah.
and I just needed
That was a nice
to sit
like
for
solid
like
hour of Alex having to sit and chill.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Tried had a lot of wine. A lot of like small 1 ounce cups of wine. They're pretty good.
Did you go to Hollywood Studios?
No, we only did Epcot. We did Epcot for
Yeah,
2 days. So we were able to. It was such a weird trip from what I'm used to, because like we just lax, do what we want, chill. If the line's too long, screw that.
I like
Uh,
lax trips though.
yeah, I know. It was just so weird because I'm so used to being like
Go,
go
go,
go go
go.
go all day. Yeah. So like just drinking and chilling and eating food and like just casually riding rides. But yeah, it was good. But we didn't know the Guardians ride spun a little bit. Um. So my dad, yeah, My dad was not hanging. He skipped out on the show at the end of the night because he's like, I just gotta sit down. I gotta chill over here for a while. Harmonious is cool. It's not the best show I've seen, but it's more interesting than that World show that they used to have was. I think I like it more.
Do you remember they collected us all as band kids and they're like, "You're gonna watch," and it was like, "Can we leave?
Yeah.
No. Can we go ride a ride? No." But I
Anything
have problems watching shows. I can't do it for some reason. Like I've seen most of them, but I don't like doing it because I'm like, I'm at Disney. Why am I gonna sit here?
It's
For
part
an
of the
hour.
experience, Alex. Gee, I mean, I get it if you've seen it a
Mhm.
million times, then yeah, screw it. But like,
I've
But
only seen
you
like
haven't
every
even
show
seen
once,
Harmonious.
but yeah, I haven't seen Harmonious. I
it's
don't
it's
think.
pretty good. I mean, like I usually I want to see one show while I'm usually like on a Disney trip. I pick a show. Like one night I'm gonna go pick that show. Like one night we did. When I was with my parents in 19, we watched all the shows because it had been so long since I did that. And then in
That's
21, the only show we watched was the Magic Kingdom Castle show.
Happily ever after.
Yeah, because that's like the big one. So we watched that and then
Okay.
skipped all the others.
It's not entirely true. There is one show I will just watch a million times, but
What?
it's not even open right now. It's Hollywood show.
Hey, that's coming back on the 3rd.
Uh,
Is that like the water one?
yeah,
Yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah, that's
I
coming back
will
on
watch
the 3rd.
that one a million times, but it's not even open.
Wait, but you watched the one in studios on this last trip?
Studios.
You
Oh
watched
yeah, no, I
Chelsea,
didn't
what's that show
watch
called?
that.
What do you mean you didn't watch it? You stood
I
outside for
sat.
it.
Yeah, I was on a bench avoiding people and just chilling and playing on my phone.
You should have watched the
That
show. It's pretty
show
good.
was. I tried to watch it, but it was so loud, so I stepped away.
It smelled horrible in the Alps. I don't know what we still don't know what that smell was that we found. Also, Julianne bought macaroons and put them in my brother's bag, and they spilled everywhere. So that was a fun moment.
Oh, I was like,
He had
I was gonna ask
macaroon
were they
shoes,
good, and
macaroon
then
water
you.
bottle, macaroon backpack.
I was gonna ask, are they good, and then
That
you were like, they spilled. Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
that sounds like there was the day Chelsea and I were leaving Magic after she'd gotten off work, and it like flooded. Uh, so we're trudging through the water to get back to the car, and we get home, open up our backpacks, which are soaked all the way through, and her meds had spilled out, and
Ouch.
so inside her backpack is just like a pile of mush.
Ew.
Ooh.
Ouch. And then yeah, I met up with Cameron. That was really cool. Spent like half a day with him. Got some nice photos. Went to Japan. Bought way too many things. I bought a Kirby mug.
He did.
Cool.
I did. It's cool
Is
looking.
it Kirby as a mug, or is he just on the mug?
He's as a mug. Like
Yes.
the whole cup is pink and like
That's
he's got his
exactly
face.
what
Yeah.
it should be. Yes.
And it's a really big mug. I love big coffee mugs that can like hold like a pint of
That's all
coffee.
we
I
got
really
at
like
this
that.
house,
Yeah.
and we have like a billion of them, so that cabinet's always full.
Yeah.
Um,
So got him. That was
Yeah.
exciting. As far as games, I was pretty productive on the trip. I beat Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. I beat Bowser's Fury finally. Did not complete it, but I did finally beat it and went a little further. And then
Thinking that one's so good though.
I played a bunch more Stardew Valley. I finally got the stupid snake vertebrae. It took me 3 seasons of this thing that has a 1 in 5 or 4 chance of spawning. I had to do it like 50 times. I got such bad luck. I finally got it.
Dang.
So now I have the ostrich incubator. I've got an ostrich. That's really weird, but I do have one, and I'm gonna have an army of them.
Understandable.
Yeah, and I've got the Ginger Island teleport obelisk. So the last one I've got to get is the desert one, and then I guess after that it's gonna be working up towards the golden clock, which is $10 million. So I'll just have to play for a while. And then I restarted a indie game from when the Switch came out called Golf Story, which I've talked about
Right.
I
before.
remember you playing that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm playing it again, and god damn it, if you don't own this game, it's so cheap on the Switch. It's an indie game. It's old now. Go play it. Especially if you like golfing in games. It's so much fun. It's RPG, arcade-like. but like literally like a life sim RPG, but golfing. There's no farming or anything. You're just following a story of a kid, and it's so much
Oh,
fun.
good.
It's
They're
crisp
still
golf gameplay, all button focused, no stupid motion or anything. 2D story's good, graphics are good. Um, it makes me sad because in like 2019, these developers announced a sequel called Sports Story, which is going to be like the same thing but with a lot more sports. And they haven't talked about it in like years. The website's still up, and they have a Twitter that they haven't used in like a year. But it seems like what happened is they were developing it and it was going to come out, and then they realized they had like a lot more ideas and just wanted to keep developing it, so they kind of pulled it, and they're still working on it now because it's going to be a lot
Would
bigger
you
than it was.
rather it be like the Bayonetta update every few months? It's going great because I
I mean,
would.
I at least want contact. They haven't said anything in forever, so I really hope it
Like
comes out because I want to
it
support
feels
them.
bad, man, to be told a million times it's going good, but at least you know they're
They're
still
a lot,
working
yeah,
on it.
they're alive
Like
and
I
it's
would
fine.
take that for Prime 4 at this point.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
going
like
well.
the updates not
Uh,
having any content to them are annoying, but like to know that it's going okay and they're working on it is much better
yeah,
than
to know
nothing
it's
at all.
being worked
Right.
on.
Yeah, so I hope that comes out because Golf
Like we
Story is
dunked
so
on
good.
Bayonetta 3s a lot, but I do miss just knowing from games that have been a while.
Yeah, that at
It's
least
going
this
good.
one is okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they came through on it. So,
Yeah. Friday.
all right, Cameron, finish us off.
Wait, what was your game?
So
Oh, I'm gonna go with. I think I'm gonna be unique here. I'm gonna go with Inscription. It's either coming to Switch soon or is already out. One or the
This
other.
one you bring up all the time.
Yeah, it's such a good, unique horror game where you play like a tabletop card game, but it's also like exploration, trying to escape this guy that you're in capture of, and you have to beat him by playing this game, but also solving puzzles in the room and a bunch of other stuff. The atmosphere is incredible. The graphics are great. The sound effects are amazing, and I think it's like $13 on Steam.
Yeah, but it's only on Steam right now.
It's coming to Switch like before the end of the year if it's not already on Switch right now. Actually, let me look. Inscription Switch. Um Oh, I think it's already out on everything else. It's been out. Yeah, this was earlier this year.
Okay, it's been.
Um
I don't think we've mentioned it since
but
we
yeah,
talked
I
about
if you
release
don't
everything.
it's on PS4 and PS5 too. So go play it. It's so good. Anyway,
so let's see, what have I been up to? I played um some Pokemon Moon. Uh, I've almost gotten um Cosmoium for my living dex, and that would bring me up to a living dex up to Sun and Moon. Um, I want to murder the Ultra games because I don't want to have to play them
Then,
for like
then
five
don't
oh,
more
play
you
them.
said
Pokemon.
you said Sun and Moon. Got
Yeah,
you.
I
I heard it would bring me up to Sun and Moon, and then you were like, "But I don't have the Ultra Pokemon," and my mind went, "Huh?"
Then just don't play
yeah,
it.
I think there's a way to get them because there's only, according to the leaks, there's only like Gen 5 starters,
It's like
Gen 5
9
birds.
Pokemon.
It's and then like a few from it's a Minior and like the little hula flower thing from Gen 7. There's like a few from Gen 7 and like a few from Gen 5 that aren't currently
Hold on.
available on
I've
the
got an
Switch.
image if I can find it.
There are two wolves
Uh,
inside of Cameron. One of them is
I hate
saying all the
Pokemon, but
Pokemon.
I love.
I hate Pokemon, and all the games are bad now. And the other half is I'm gonna buy and play every game and complete the decks.
because I've already started.
So
Um,
okay, wait, real quick.
hmm,
I'm gonna run through what's not in, according to if we believe the leaks, completely accurate. Snivy, and it's 3. Tepig, and it's 3, and that's it for starters. Then you've got
Oh, that's right. Samurai was in. Or
you've got
Ashok
the
in
rat Pokemon from Gym
Legends.
5. You've got the monkeys that they give everybody in Gym 5 so you can beat the first gym. Zeb Striker and its evolutionary. The little bug that looks like a leaf and evolves into more leaves.
Leavanny.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
what a
evolves
creative name. I could have guessed that.
Duckling and its evolutionary.
Ducky.
Yeah. The dog Furfuro that you could, mess with the dog's hair
Dog
from Gen
dog a
6.
thing. Dog
Which
dog
is
a dog.
weird considering it just
Oh.
got put into Pokemon Go.
The vast majority come from Gen 5, and then 2 from Gen 6. So Furfuro and Hoopla,
I guess it's a hoop.
the legendary. It has hoops.
No, it uses hoops.
And then you've got the bird Pokemon from Gen 7 and the meteor that I love, but
Minior, yeah.
yeah.
I knew
And
Minior
that's
was on the
it.
list.
Which is sad because I want Minior because it's
I like
got
Minior.
interest.
Okay, so I've been playing Pokemon. I played a little bit of Pikmin. I I played some Pikmin 2. I, I I think I'm at the point where I'm just going to play that to beating the main, like getting just the 10,000 instead of completing it because I don't know what it is. I'm no longer in the mood to play it, you know. But I want to finish playing it for the channel.
It is what it is.
Mhm. But I've been playing that. I've been playing obviously a lot of Splatoon 3. Uh, I got to S plus. I finished the battle pass. Um, I'm working. I hit level 30. I think I already talked about that, but I hit level 30 in cards. So I'm working through trying to get to level 50. Um, during stuff like this where I need to actually be able to think, but the card game doesn't require thinking. What else? Uh, oh, I played Pokemon Sword. I
Ah.
played to start trying to find things there. I've only done it on the nights where I've had to go get Chelsea because she's been closing a lot lately. Uh, so I haven't like looked into actually what I need or how to get it. It's just been, yeah, sure, I'll try to figure it out. Um, and then
Your game.
what? Oh, my horror game. Hmm, if you want to be jump scared by things that are going to annoy you, I say Pikmin 2.
Pikmin 2 is not a horror game.
Right?
Confined to standards, Cameron. You live in a society.
I live in this society. Uh, hmm, thinking.
This isn't hard. I gave 2.
I know, but you play horror games. I don't really play them.
Cameron only likes spaghetti.
Mm.
Um, if you have some buddies and you have some alcohol, I'd say Man Madon.
There you go. All right.
You never know.
The real reason he does it is because Dakota and Josh do talk shit.
Yeah. All right. On to Faye. Does anybody want to cover her Faye?
I mean, I wrote it, so yeah, I guess so.
Hmm.
I guess.
Yeah.
Good on ya.
So, so they did a banner within the last 2 weeks, like because we're 2 weeks in. So they announced rearmed Robin, the Fell Tactician, Ascended Air Hero Air, Life Ascendant, Gregor, Phyla, Rickon, all from Awakening. Phyla's interesting because I've played Awakening, and she has like 2 scenes in the game, and she's not playable. So this is the first time she's been playable. Like she's got a fair amount of dialogue for 2 scenes, but still. And the Grand Hero battle is Cervantes, Invincible General. And all these units are out now.
You heard it here first.
Or not, but yeah.
You heard it here third. Let's see. Gotham Knights released last Friday. Plays in 30 FPS, and also the Heroic Assault, the free 4-player co-op experience coming November 29th. I forgot
Man,
that game was
reviews on this game are mixed.
Really?
I've seen people give it a 9 out of 10, and I've seen people give it a 3 out of 10.
That sounds not all
Back.
that crazy. I bet it's like people who just play for the gameplay versus people that care about DC characters.
That might be it, because I've heard the gameplay. They're like, if you want the Arkham games, this is not it.
Yeah. Let's see. PlayStation Stars is now available. Is that the
Right.
rewards?
That is the
thing?
new rewards program. So in America, we have 2 rewards programs now: Sony Rewards and PlayStation Stars. And you should sign up so that if you buy shit, you actually get things. Because I signed up for Stars today, and it was like, you're starting at 1, so it doesn't count anything you've done in the past. And I was like, that's dumb.
That is pretty dumb.
But Stars is the one with the trophies, but you can get money from both, which is the dream. That's how I got $30. So I'll sign up for any rewards program that's like, we'll give you money.
Give me all of your play data. And in exchange, I will give
Okay,
you
you
one.
already have.
You already have my play data.
At least I get something.
Give it to us. Give us more data. In exchange, we will give you one lump sum for $30.
Well, no, it's based on, you trade in the points you earn. And I had 3,000 points on my Sony Rewards account.
Yeah, sure, sheep. This is what PlayStation wants.
I mean, if Nintendo had a rewards account, well, they do. I was gonna say
Aha!
but they actually
You played
do,
yourself.
and it's better.
And they
kinda.
collect our data.
And
In,
yeah,
in exchange
But,
for crappy bags that fall apart. I used my
I don't use the
Mario
bags. I use them
Strikers
for
string
display.
bag. I used that for work for like a week, and it started unthreading
Yeah.
itself. And I was like, okay, back on the shelf you go, never touching you again.
I think Cooper got one of the coolest things that I would actually think is usable,
What?
because like the bags are always cheap, and they're cheap. But Cooper got like some kind of workout towel for Switch Sports.
Oh, yeah. Like a sweat towel.
Yeah. And that one felt more high quality. So I think that one would actually be useful. But the bags, it's like the only bag that they've actually released that's high quality, and you want to use it anyways because you want it to get dirty. It's the Nintendo Messenger bag for being a platinum member. Back
Yeah.
when it was It's my Nintendo Rewards now.
Oh,
Nintendo Power.
Club Nintendo or
Club
Nintendo Power.
Nintendo, right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we have that somewhere.
I know where it is.
Nintendo had to unlaunch the new Switch Sports update. Did they get golf wrong?
They
They
didn't put
broke
in golf.
online.
Incredible.
Yeah, they also didn't put in golf
Good
in it. They
job.
just broke online when they released
So you
it.
couldn't play online for like a week.
Great update.
'Cause even though they removed the update, you still couldn't play.
No online and no golf. It's just Wii Sports.
But bad.
No, but Wii Sports has golf.
Exactly, but bad.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3 DLC Wave 2 is now available. Woo.
Okay.
Disney's Dreamlight Valley
Let's
Scar
get
update is
captured.
coming next week. Is this the thing that
It's
Chelsea's?
already
Yeah,
out.
I
Not-
was gonna say.
Yeah, it's not next week anymore, but I wrote this a week ago.
Fair
Chelsea,
enough.
you want to talk about the Scar update a little bit?
Mm. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Nice.
I
I mean-
thought she wasn't going to at first. I was gonna like, I kind of fucking hate the show. I don't want to be here. I'm sorry to
No,
I'm
yeah.
sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's just it's very time consuming. Which if you guys ever played a game, Minnie Mouse is going to have a quest that's going to kill you and take
Is
you
this
for.
new DLC more grindy than the base game?
Mini was grindy. Chelsea started on Mini last week.
Minnie took me a week.
So you don't know yet. Okay. I just
No,
wanted to see what their plans were for this game.
Yeah, this part I'm doing, they legit told me this is going to take a few days. Whenever I did it. So we shall see how long
think
this
that-
takes me.
The thing that still bugs me most about that game is it's like you gotta be online. And I hate online single player games.
It's so that when they go
To mobile.
to mobile next year, they'll have already
They
started
already
in
have the
place.
edge attack. Yeah, because it's not officially released. This is just the beta. So any problem you have, it's just the beta that you
Paid
paid for.
alpha.
What is this? Arc. Arc did that. Paid alpha
No, but Arc, like
was bad.
Arc was worse.
I did want to mention, but the dogs are barking, so maybe not. But real quick, the DLC waves you can't access till chapter 3 like anything, like all the other extra stuff in the game. So like the amiibo are like that too. You can't use you can scan it, but it won't let you use the content till chapter 3.
Nintendo Switch Online made nearly $1 billion last year.
Good, let's get Game Boy now.
Good, let's get proper servers.
Nah, I'd rather have Game Boy games.
They've done neither of those things and made $1 billion last year, so why should they care? Inside of all of us, there are two wolves. Nintendo Switch Online sucks, and I'll take the expansion pass plus, please.
I mean,
Which
we
Grant
do
has already paid me
indeed
for
have
this
the
year.
leave. Well, why would we not use it? We use it, and they're like, but you know what would be the problem? Is if we lose the expansion pass, then I have to buy Mario Kart 8 DLC.
Yeah, now we're
Oh.
landlocked. They got us in with the N64, and now they're like, boom, now you have to have this to play Mario Kart DLC.
I
Or pay for
promise
it.
I'm gonna buy it eventually. I'm just like, I have it for free right now, though.
Oh
and I
yeah,
don't
like when the
have a
Switch is about to
job.
die, then it'll be smart to buy it, so that way you just have it forever. But
Right, but right now I don't have a job, which is getting fixed because.
that's step one. I was
Well,
not
that's
expecting
gonna
that
work
to
for
be the
Denny.
problem.
That's
Well, the
gonna
problem is
work.
I don't have a
actually
job.
It's
that
not that.
is a very responsible answer, actually.
Yeah, because Cameron would have been like, give it to me. I'll take 2. I'll
What do
just
you
slap
mean?
myself
Cameron,
out to
never thought of
YouTube
it
editing.
before.
wait, let's see. Cameron, have you bought the Mario Kart DLC?
No.
I was
But
expecting
but
yes.
if he was in this situation, he would have bought 2 of them.
I have a problem, as always.
Yeah, it's $25. That's pretty good.
God forbid there
for
was a
being not-
physical version, then all of us would be screwed.
I mean, there's a physical version of Sword and Shield with their DLC.
Yeah, but it's not on the
Honestly,
cartridge, which
is
is
it
where my
not?
problem. No, it's a code. See, it's not worth it because it's just a code.
I mean, depending on the price, though, it might still be
Okay,
worth it.
fine,
Like
for the price,
if you
but
can get it cheap,
if it was on the cart, I would 100% agree, worth it. But it's not on the cart, so it's not as good.
and it just makes the box ugly.
Yeah. Okay, let's continue. Where the
Okay. Stadia exclusive Outcasters won't be ported to other systems and will shut down in January 2023. Stadia is
Why?
still throwing punches. They may be
Wait.
down, but they're gonna keep going down.
so this
They're not out. There's a
actually-
lot more down in this.
So there's 5 exclusives, and we've talked about all of them. Guilt supposedly gonna be ported. The Pac-Man's probably the best one, but we don't know what that one is. This was the one I was like, it's not getting ported because it's a battle royale, and it's not getting ported. So this one's not surprising. So we've still got 3 to go. I hope Pac-Man gets ported because it's super cool. I would love to play it on a real console.
Monster Hunter DLC is coming to Sonic Frontiers November 14th at 5 p.m. Pacific for free. That's a weird crossover.
Right? I read
Have you
that
seen
one.
the art for
See,
it?
my mind went, that's okay, because that's the same company. And then my mind went, it's not the same company. Sega paid for this. They paid Capcom for this.
Mhm.
This is the second crossover where Sonic has dressed as a sword fighter. The first one's on the Wii U. He's Link.
Final Fantasy VII: The First Soldier End of Service set for January 11th of next year.
You could spend a lot of money on this game.
Oh, I'm
You know what its
sure.
Yeah, it was a battle royale, and it had like 2 or 3. What does everybody do now?
Battle Pass?
Battle Pass, yes. And one of them had Cloud, so people bought that. You know what its biggest problem was? It was mobile exclusive for a battle royale where you fought with swords.
No.
Dude, I thought I was like,
I wish you
okay,
could
that's
put that in audio. Tap, 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 tap.
like I was like, okay, that's kind of cool when it was announced, and then they were like mobile only, and I'm like, well, I don't care anymore.
I'm not buying a mobile phone controller for this.
That's right. If I haven't bought one yet, I don't plan to, cause
Think you
mobile
can get
gaming.
me?
Like I get.
I'll
why
just
mobile
buy
game's
5
big.
Switches instead. I'll do it. They'll never
I
see
get
it coming.
Why mobile games big? Because everybody has a phone in their pocket, so they're like, let me just play this. But like, every phone I've had has a terrible battery life, so why would I want to
I mean,
do
like,
that?
my mobile gaming is like when I need something to do for 10 minutes. Like,
Yeah, that's
like
why I play Fig.
I'm like at, like, God knows where. Like, I'm sitting at a place waiting for my order or something, or like,
Right, and obviously you don't bring your Switch to your
I'm at like an
restaurant.
appointment. I'm waiting in the room or whatever. So I'm not gonna
Yeah,
play like a focused game. I don't need to focus, and like also like a battle royale can go for like 20 minutes,
yeah.
and you're like
I
landlocked into that time. So
I do miss the 3DS days because you could just stick it in your pocket and it was comfortable.
You can put a Switch in your pocket.
Oh yeah, okay, sure.
I mean, you can. You just have to take the Joy-Cons off.
Yeah, that's right. You can, but it's the dumbest idea. Let me just pull this out of my pocket. It's a good thing I'm a guy.
Hey, I can fit my house in here.
That's right.
Yakuza producer says porting games to the Switch would negatively impact the series brand. Damn.
Dude, I remember reading this and I was like, how?
I mean, I get that like Yakuza wants to be badass, so I guess that's that's like the cliche definition of badass is no Nintendo in my soup, but okay. Not like it would run anyway. Neo: The World Ends with You released on Steam.
To no fanfare from Square because they didn't promote it. Who's shocked? Nobody, because this is the third time they've done it with this game.
Whoops.
And then they go, why didn't it sell?
It's like they don't
Because you don't
actually
promote
want
it.
the game to do well. Like, despite being like, look at this big sequel we have. We're gonna hint at it for like a decade, and then they go, yeah. What if we just don't announce it?
G4 TV shuts down just a year after its relaunch, and this is how somebody
Nobody surprised.
somebody tweeted it out. Like I think
Gerard-
like the official tweet came out, or like not even official. Like some reporter tweeted the
No,
statement.
it was from.
Right.
I
and
know.
then people like the completionist were like,
Oh, this is how I'm
how-
finding out that this is shutting
Yeah.
down. Incredible.
that I'm losing my job.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a different job at YouTube, but they hired a bunch of YouTubers and then didn't
Including
tell.
Scott the Waz.
Yeah.
Scott created no new content. He just uploaded
No,
home videos
hey.
and changed some things.
It did have uncensored
intro-
versions.
Oh yeah, it did have like it was only one part of one episode that was uncensored on accident. He uploaded the
I remember there being like a Twitter account that was like Scott the Waz says fuck on TV, and it was just the clip of him being like, "Oh fucking shit, I forgot," because he didn't bleep out something.
he did
Or you got
create an intro for it though. That's like the most work he did for the thing. He created a new intro because it was supposed to be programmed. Anyways, the show, the whole thing got like 1,000 viewers according to Nelson Box.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Because,
people that watch
it's
TV and people that
Are-
are into video games do not mix. I watch TV.
two separate
Yeah, like
circles.
I watch TV, but for two very exclusive reasons.
Let me guess. Wait, sports. That's like
That's number one. Number one is sports stuff. Two,
news.
no, fuck
No,
that.
weather.
No. When I have access to DirecTV, whether I'm at a hotel or something, or like I'm at my grandparents' lake house because there's DirecTV there because it's like remote, so we have to have satellite. Well, we don't need more, but when they first got it, it was like the only option.
Right.
On DirecTV and like satellite TV, you have access to Science Channel, which is like the only TV channel I can stomach to watch. That's like actually a TV channel, and even then, sometimes I can't watch it. But they play How It's Made all the time, like a bunch of cool science stuff. Actually, I discovered that an engineering YouTuber I watched was on a Science Channel show where they were talking about like structural failures and stuff. But yeah, so that's the second reason, which is a super niche reason. Like it's only when I have it available to me, and I need TV or I need like something to do.
So basically, why would I do this?
Yeah, so like I don't want because I could just go watch it on YouTube. Like that's where all the content is. Like watch a Twitch stream or like whatever else.
That's where they
Yeah,
failed. Like I know they have a YouTube channel, and that's and that was actually pretty big. But they were like, let's focus on the TV audience, and
From 20 years ago, bro. They all
People that do
grew
watch
up
news.
and-
No, dude, I tried watching news. I'll watch local news sometimes,
I do
like
that.
like the 6 o'clock news or whatever. But that's very rare. Like I can't stomach any major news network anymore because
Same.
it's all either like super leftist or super like conservative. It's like there's like no news. It's just like here's why we're going to talk about politics
Every-
all day. It's the only thing we're going to talk
It's
about, and
the
we're going
other
to talk
fault.
about
It's the other guy's
yeah,
fault.
we're going to be mad at one person or the other. Like talk about something else. I just want to know what's going on. I don't want to
Right.
know
It's
why.
like
I already know why all these politicians you're talking about are bad because all of them are bad because I have access to the internet. I learn these things when they come out. I want to hear like live updates on like what's happening in Ukraine. Are they okay? Like what happened in my local area?
no, that got
like,
forgotten about
yeah.
outside of sending money every once in a while, and it's up to like 51 million. I don't know.
Yeah, or like big events and like just stuff's going on. I don't want to. God, it's so bad. Anyway, Nvidia is unlaunching the RTX 4080 12 gig. I remember seeing this. And
Oh,
they
that's right, because they were like, we can make a better one.
well, it's because instead of being like, so Nvidia does this weird thing where they'll have like, say like the I remember with the I think it was the 2060. There was like a 12 gig version that was the 3060, and then there was like a 6 gig version that was basically a 3050 that was like tuned up. So like it was better than a 3050, but it wasn't actually a 3060 because of the memory limitations. So they do that stuff a
So
lot
they
where
were
like
trying to
that's
avoid
probably
it.
yeah, so and like also it was like way too high price for what it was doing, so they unlaunched it and they are refunding people. I did see that, but still that's
Which is
very
good.
stupid. Yeah, but still this is so stupid. Why are you doing this with the cards? Like don't sell a half-ass version of the card with the same branding because if you call it a 4080, people are going to expect a 4080, not like a souped up 4070 or whatever, or like a tuned down
Mm-hmm.
or like a 4090 with a bunch of its cores disabled or something, you know, that like it's just frustrating. Pilot Wing 64 is now available on Nintendo Switch Online, and Mario Party and Mario Party 2 are coming on November 2nd. That slow drip of N64 games
That
keeps
was
on
the
rolling.
big one. That's pretty good though. Like we went from one in like we have three in like 2 week period. Like most people would be like, that's slow, and I agree.
Yeah.
But like comparatively, this is really fast.
Yeah, because with N64, they announce a game, it comes out, and like either when they announce that it's available, or like a couple days after, they'll be like, "Here's the next one that's coming out in a month." But like with NES and SNES, it's like, I mean, when it was new, it was pretty regular, but even then, it wasn't that. It was just like they'll announce it once a month, but they won't say what's coming out next until like it's
Yeah.
time. So at
Mario
least it's
Party
cool. Like we get like a view.
3 on the.
Mm-mm.
It is not.
Oh, I forgot.
It's a
I
little
played Pilot
surprising
Wings.
it's not coming with.
The OG Pilot
That's
Wings.
cool.
Yeah, on 64.
That's
No,
not the
Pilot
OG
Wings
Wait.
Pilot
64
Wings.
is
I
not
played
the OG.
Pilot Wings 64.
You can generally tell it's not.
Misremembering SNES games.
If
How
it
dare you?
says 64, it's probably not the OG, except Doom's weird and where it is a different game. I don't know. Like people rant about what Doom 64 actually is because it's
Yeah, is
not
it
what
Doom
it
6? Is it
sounds.
like a new Doom game or is it just Doom but on the Nintendo 64? Yeah. Sony paid $3.5 million to secure Ark Survival Evolved as PlayStation Plus title in March of this year. Why?
Sony's just
Right?
stupid.
Um, why do I have to read this? Suit up, crewmates. Imposters are on the loose starting November 10th. Jewel showed me a pumpkin that was Among Us, and I'm not happy about it. But also, like, and she can probably attest to this. I say, like, if the word suspect, like, when I said like 2 years ago that suspect was gonna forever be ruined, it's true. I hear suspect or imposter or even peculiar now. Peculiar has become an Among Us word, so I hear anything described as suspicious, and I'm like,
Oh, I was trying to remember what that was related to because apparently I'm stupid and didn't put what it related to. I was like, what was this supposed
Yeah,
what?
it's
It's
VR, right?
VR.
Yeah, Among Us
Yeah.
VR. Great. I guess I have to play it.
Dude, yes, please. and then talk about your experience. Like you only
I'll
have to
play it
play one
through
round.
Switch VR.
But the problem is, it's going to be. I don't want to play with random, so I'm gonna have to find people. I know.
You could get Dakota.
I know 3 people that own VR, and I don't know if I can convince all 3 of them to buy. Is it a free update or a new game? I assume it's a new game.
I was gonna say free update, but that's a good question. Have they announced it? Like, obviously they've announced. Man, it probably won't be free though, right? Because like
Probably not.
launching November 10th
Yeah,
pre-order
it's a
now.
separate thing on Steam. It's got its own page.
Okay. Steam
Yes,
says
this is what their Among Us fan base wanted. VR and not all the mods that are currently available for the base game.
pre-order now, but no price. Dude, they should just pay the modding community to come in and do things.
They should.
They have like a team of 5.
Yeah.
They could pay.
Just either hire them or pay them enough and work with
I
them.
don't
to
know. I mean,
add
the trailer to me made it look like I could easily get motion sick, like the same reason
Okay.
I can't play.
Oculus's website says it's $10 for the VR game.
Okay, that's nothing. I could probably do it. We'll see. Um, but yeah, like Phasmophobia makes me super motion sick in VR because like
I could see that.
yeah, because like you're walking and moving around, but you're not actually moving, and it's like different when you're like, because they're like games I play that are like on rails, so like you're moving through a space, but it's like a consistent set path straight ahead. There's no crazy
Right.
stuff going
And with
on.
this and
But like it feels like I should be
Phasmophobia,
walking, and I'm not. I'm standing in place. I get so motion sick. So this is probably gonna be the same thing.
yeah, I don't think I could do like. Okay, so you would need a PlayStation VR, which I don't own, but like Tomb Raider has a VR thing, but you're moving around like that. I think Batman Telltale had a VR thing where you're moving around like that, like where they're walking,
But you're
but
standing
it's not.
still. Yeah.
Yeah,
Splatoon 3 maybe will release in November. Got those pre-orders on
November
lock.
11th. Yep, I've got mine
11/11.
for my apartment and the ones that are going home to go for the collection, so that Alex can also get
I
those.
found a bunch of boxed amiibo. I'm gonna open them.
Wait, what?
Wait, those might be ones that I can't open. I'll look what's in the box.
When I
saw
got my
a box.
Callie and Mario amiibo, I had a huge unboxing fest because I hadn't unboxed Monster Hunter Stories 2 or Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak or Min Min. So I unboxed all of those, but I still have not touched my original Metroid amiibo. They've stayed in the box.
They have
That's
still
valid.
not announced Pyra and Mithra getting amiibo. They were like,
They'll
they
be
showed off
there.
Kazuya. Yeah, it's weird that we've seen Kazuya and
Kazuo.
Sephiroth though,
Mhm.
and but those two weren't on display. I don't know. Maybe it's because maybe it was just they were like, let's do these two because we don't own them.
Eno and Belly Bolt gameplay was released for Scarlet and Violet, coming out next
Yeah,
month.
Oh, speaking of
Belly Bolt
Scarlet
looks
and
like
Violet,
Grimace.
he does. He's got a green little face. The tomorrow, so the day before the podcast goes live, there's going to be a spooky Pokemon showing off.
Ooh. The Amazon
Look,
listing for Violet had a pre-order bonus of a steelbook go up and then get taken down within like 2 hours. That's when I
good.
pre-ordered Violet. Is when they had the steelbook. I was like, okay, now I'll go in. But
Do you get the steelbook if they take
I
it
don't know.
down?
I'm holding my pre-order for a little bit longer. If it
Just to
doesn't,
see what it does.
yeah, because they might come back up. But if it doesn't come back up, then I'm gonna probably cancel it.
Yeah, because otherwise you're pre-ordering it with no, for no reason.
Something about. I don't remember.
Gran Turismo 7's getting an update this week.
Yeah, I figured you'd like them.
Let's see. The following 4 new cars have been added: the Maserati Maroc SS80, Mazda Roadster NRA 22, that's sick, Nissan GTR Nismo GT3, and the Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR from 73. That's sick. New color variations for the following 3 cars have been added to the Mazda showroom for use in the Mazda Spirit Racing Cup GT 2022, an online event available only in Japan. The Roadster NRA, the Atenza GR4, and the RX Vision GT3 concept. Do you guys know what any of these cars are?
No.
Mm-mm.
I was gonna say it
You've
feels
heard
like
of
I'm talking to.
Mazda.
It feels like I'm talking to crickets here. 'Cause I'm like, oh, it's
I
just
know very few cars, and the very few cars I know what they're called, and it wasn't those. Like the ones that I would be excited for.
The following menu book has been added. Number 46, Historic Sports Car Masters. And the following 2 extra menus have been added. The Honda NSX. Ooh, I'm going to have to do that
I
one.
just figured you'd appreciate just
Yeah.
rambling for a bit.
About cars.
This is
your
a lot of,
favorite
I've noticed
subject.
it's a lot of Mazda and Nissan stuff, but I do like to see that Honda NSX book. That'll be cool.
I was hoping their site would have pictures so I could understand, but it's
S-
just a list.
So the Honda NSX is, imagine if Honda made like a Lamborghini, but it was like the price of like an Acura. So it was like an affordable sports car. It was like sleek with the front nose thing and like super streamlined spoiler, rear wheel drive V6 tuned up, all super crazy. You know, it was really popular back in like the 90s when they first came out with it, and then they made a new one not too long ago as well. Um, and then we got a bunch of new world circuits. I'm not gonna. There's Nuremberg I see that. That's the only thing I can pronounce. Also, Fuji Speedway and Tokyo Expressway. That's cool.
I would
Um,
totally do the expressway. That one would be really cool.
Also got new scapes for the photo stuff, and then also there's a bunch of improvements to the physics simulation, steering, racing, my page, custom races, and a bunch of other bug fixes. That's cool. I'll have to do that Honda one. Um, Sims 4 base game is now free.
Yep.
Star Wars.
So you know how that makes me feel? I'm like, damn, I bought it, forever ago.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna wonder what Jewel
Now
thinks
it's
about that.
free.
Star Wars Eclipse will reportedly introduce a new race and focus on a political conflict. That's what I was just saying. I want more politics in my life, so let me embed all of my really cool franchises with politics. This is why I
Dude,
didn't like.
David Cage doing politics is the funniest thing, though.
What was that movie? Dune. I did not like that movie,
I
and
can see it.
it was like everything about it was great except for the fact that the story was like just all politics. It was the classic like a big, group of people destroying planet for resources and local groups standing up for their planet, blah, like all this bureaucracy.
Bleh.
Yeah, I know. I just don't like it.
Look,
Andor's
if
like
you're gonna
the
bring in,
first time I've seen like politics in a long time that I was like, damn, this is actually kind of interesting how you're doing it.
Yeah,
yeah, if you're gonna do politics, you gotta make it fun, like Andor.
because it sucks. Like every
Give
freaking
me,
like
give me
everything
someone to
else
root
about the movie
for.
is so good. I love absolutely everything else about it,
Yeah,
but the
but you
story
don't
is so
just want it to
frustrating.
drone on and on. That's why
I need,
people didn't like the first prequel of Star Wars
Yeah,
because it's been
I
so
need
much
someone to
fun.
root for when I'm listening to politics. Even if I know they're the bad guy, I need somebody in this bad guy chamber to root for.
yeah. Mario Bros. Movie has been rated PG for action and mild violence, and no farting.
Let's go, dude. You know that um, Illumination's like, come on, it will be funny. And Nintendo's
Just
like,
one
we
fart. Let
will
him shit his
walk
pants one
out of this
time.
deal if you do it.
Did you see that Netflix
If he
announcement
just let him
about?
land on the mushroom when he falls out and fart and then fall, it's perfect. Just right
And it's
there.
No,
like, look, we're
Nintendo.
being nice.
Nintendo be
No.
like, look, do you remember that Netflix deal that everyone knows about? Yeah,
Or
you want that
maybe
to happen to you?
maybe the board was like considering it and the PR department came and was like, please, we've seen what this fan base does. Stop at all costs. We cannot do absolutely anything. If you let this happen, R34 is going to be filled with Mario fart porn within like 48 hours. You got to stop. You don't understand what you're dealing with here. Insomniac Games says Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is not delayed. When is that supposed to come out?
Next year?
Ah, well, that's good. Maybe give it a little longer.
Because
See what
people
happens.
were like, "Where's the update?" And they're like, yeah. People on Twitter were like, "Where's the update? I'm worried it's delayed." And they're like, "No, don't worry, it's going fine."
It's going good.
Ah, I love that.
Which is what I want. I want to
Yeah.
hear it's going well, and it just feels good to hear.
Yeah,
Like
just
it's
say
slightly
something.
annoying,
Don't be
but like
sidebar games. Say something. Use your Twitter account. Tweet some
you
photos
have
or
it
whatever.
for. You don't even have to tweet something unless you're spanning it really far. You just got to be like, it's going good. And everybody's like, okay, we'll leave you alone for a few months.
Yeah.
Okay, we believe you.
Netflix is seriously exploring a cloud gaming offering. Quote, it's a value add. We're not asking you to subscribe as a console replacement. The hope is over time that it just becomes this very natural way to play games wherever you are. I mean,
Well, it won't because you're
I'm
Netflix.
good, but at least they are like,
thanks for
we're
saying
not
it out
trying to.
loud. I mean, that's kind of what they're all doing anyway. Because it's the same thing like when the Xbox One first came out and was like always connected to the internet BS, everybody freaked out. But now that's like just how it is.
Mhm.
Everybody just is okay with that, or everybody does
Right.
it. Everybody's not really okay with it, but it's everybody
It's
requires it now.
Yeah, but you got to remember the 360 also tried to be like, if you buy it physically, it will be stuck to just
I'm
you.
not saying that's the only thing they did that was bad, but and like or the only thing they did that stuck, but it is like it's a good example because like even with the Switch, this is so frustrating. If you don't boot up like NSO apps for a certain amount of time and then you boot them up,
Yeah,
it'll check again. And
right.
like it hasn't already checked
It
before,
is
and it's
a
annoying
week
because like
or
they
2 weeks or
like you
something.
don't think to go and open it up the night before. Like you don't want to go and open up the day before your trip everything that you think you're gonna play. Like, and then when you get on the freaking plane, you try to open up the app and it's like, oh, checking, can't
No, I'm
check.
kind of with you. It should be able to check it without me having to click
mhm.
check.
Yeah, just check. Like, do it like an auto queue. Just check every month or whatever you want to do. Anyway, Persona 5 Royal ports are now available. And the new Persona 5 Royal release has removed the Ride Out costume DLC.
Which is what I posted in the chat earlier.
Ah, okay.
So my version where I bought all the DLC because I buy all DLC for games because I don't know why, just for fun, I guess, has that costume set. Apparently, it's removed though because they released it in China and India. And the costume set's based on the game it's from, and the game's like 1930s Japan costumes for war. A lot happened between those three nations at that time that's apparently really bad. So they removed it for that reason. I don't really understand why it's removed from the international versions though. And there wasn't like an update to add it back in.
I wish I could say. Then let's see. Ren Amemiya reconfirmed Joker's canon name when changing language in the new ports of Persona 5 Royal. Just like changing the language in Persona 4 Golden reconfirmed the Narukami is the canon name.
For that protag.
Yeah, and Atlas released a message about the Persona 25th anniversary. Quote, we wanted to thank you all for the support you've shown during the Persona 25th anniversary year registered trademark. Please look forward to the next stage of the Persona series.
Do want to make this joke thing kind of. So this is obviously the reason they haven't ported. They haven't ported or talked about porting Persona 1 because that's the only protagonist without a canon name. So they would have to come up with one.
Ah.
Just ignore they also haven't talked about porting Persona 2's games, and they both have canon names. So it's definitely because Atlas is just like, those are old.
Speaking
Those
of
are
old,
games.
old but still interesting tidbit. Alex, is this yours?
Yes.
Hit us.
So the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe changed the game ending, and that's the other game I forgot. I played this and I beat it, or at least I beat it up to the point I'm going to, because I'm not going to play it for 24 hours on a Tuesday, and I'm not going to set up my PS5 to do that because it would hurt it. In the original full release, the reason I clarify it like this, because there's been 3 releases. You have the original Gary's mod release, and that was really popular, so they released the HD one, which I call the original full release. And then there's the Ultra Deluxe, which are released earlier this year. Anyway, so in that game, if you got the game ending, it would send you to Minecraft, and then it would send you to Portal.
Hmm.
In the Ultra Deluxe, they changed it to Firewatch and Rocket League.
Why?
Just cuz. I don't know. I think you can't access this ending if you have the bucket on you that you can have. So I think they should have done that. They should have had the original ending if you didn't have the bucket like the first game, like the original game. And then if you had the bucket, do the Firewatch and Rocket League version.
Okay. We're going to end off with the rumors. Valve just registered a new trademark called Neon Prime. I can tell everybody's really enthralled by that.
Neon Prime. Whoopee.
The first 30
It's
minutes
Valve.
the first 30 minutes of Gotham Knights has leaked on YouTube, but I guess the game's out now, so let's see. The Sims 5 is in early development under the codename Project Reen. That totally
I
makes
think
sense.
it's time. Hopefully they won't cut down the base game again. They'll include a bunch more, but this is EA, so there's no way they'll do what I want. But it's time for an improvement of graphics in Sims.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll be good. New infos, I can't talk tonight. New info on Star Wars Jedi Survivor will be in December.
Probably at Jeff Keighley's thing.
Tom Henderson Bungie set to revive the marathon series in a new way.
I have no idea what this means. I just saw it and went, that's a rumor. Hopefully it will make someone happy.
Yeah. In a recently submitted document by Microsoft to the CMA over the ongoing Blizzard acquisition affair, there appears to be a mention of Marvel's Wolverine as PlayStation's spate of first and third-party exclusive titles lined up for launch in 2023, including Spider-Man 2 Wolverine.
Probably not true, but Microsoft's going to put it in there if they feel like it will help their case.
Yeah.
Now, if it releases next year, I'll be super excited.
I love how Microsoft's argument for why they should be able to be Blizzard, because guys, we suck. Come on, we need PlayStation's doing all this stuff over here. Come on, we suck.
Look, they're releasing 2 Marvel games next year. If it's true,
Guys,
I'll be super excited.
We're not even we can't even do
please.
anything right now. We're so bad.
Isn't that always their argument though? We're bad.
Yeah.
Is
'cause it's
anybody
true.
surprised by that?
Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet allows full gender customizations from Game Start plus other information. Cool.
About time.
Can
It took 'em
is this like
3
Cyberpunk?
generations.
Can I purposely pick a small penis?
No.
Like in Cyberpunk? Can I customize my ball hair? I mean, you said full.
Yeah, as in the context of Pokemon.
Can I be a hermaphrodite?
No.
I'm down. I'm pretty down bad. I just realized what I've been.
In a
Whoops.
children's game.
Look, you said full, and if this is stupid because if it's a children's game, then let me ask my question. I mean, it's not actually it's stupid. It's important, but I'm gonna be stupid about it anyway. Okay, well, I think that's the end of it here. We're gonna spare you guys from a finishing topic because we're already at 2 hours.
And we already kind of had one.
Yeah, in the middle of the show, but it's fine. It was good. So yeah, thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Please share us with a friend. We post every Wednesday, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube.com/StormwindGames. Anywhere that you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Add us on Twitter at AllNightGamers with a K. What do you think of the Bayonetta 3 situation? Are we not giving enough credit to Helena? Or are we giving too much credit to Helena? Should we have opinions? Why aren't you guys being enough of an asshole? And
Nothing's allowed anymore.
are you excited for Silent Hill 2 remake? What about the Resident Evil 8 expansion? What do you think about all this stuff? Let us know. And we'll see you back here next week for another episode of All Night Gamers. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.